going to get. Okay, happy Monday. We're going to go ahead and dive into today's coaching call. There is significantly less people on today than usual. And I think it's because I sent the reminder out early. I think when I send the reminder out early, people just forget to get on the call. I think you guys need the reminder like 10 minutes before. So maybe I'll do that next time. Hopefully we have some more people join us. So today, as per always, just in case you guys don't know or we have anybody new on or watching the replay, how this typically works is I'll go through and teach on a topic. I'll talk about something that I think is necessary or that I've been seeing in you guys check-in forums. And then we can do popcorn Q&A style if anybody needs any direct coaching. I don't know how long this call is going to be because we only have a few of you guys today, but that's fine. So today, what we're going to be talking about initially, specifically, is how to break through a plateau in your fitness journey, or how to know if you're in a true weight loss plateau and how to break through that. What are some steps you can take to break through a weight loss plateau? Even if you're not experiencing this right now, it's likely that you will at some point in your fitness journey. So it is important that we take this information and we, take it to heart, because even if right now you're killing it, you're losing tons of weight, you're feeling amazing, almost everybody hits a plateau at some point. Okay. So first thing, we need to recognize if you're in a true weight loss plateau. We need to understand, are we actually not losing weight anymore? Are we actually stuck? Or is it just lifestyle things that are happening right now? And so what that can look like is checking and making sure, has my weight moved or not moved at all in the past 2 weeks? That's a really good indication of a weight loss plateau. If your weight has not moved in the past 2 weeks consistently, most of the time I say at least 2 weeks, sometimes it's 3. I mean, realistically, a lot of times we can wait up to 3 weeks to see if we're truly in a weight loss plateau. Okay. So that's number one. If your weight has moved, maybe gone down a little bit and then back up and then down a little bit and back up, you're not truly in a weight loss plateau. Okay. Second thing is, are you still being consistent with your nutrition and your workouts? If you've had a couple weeks and your nutrition hasn't been perfect and maybe you're low on protein and you haven't been hitting your calories, you're not in a plateau. You're just not being consistent. You're not being consistent enough to see progress. That doesn't mean that there's anything wrong. It doesn't mean that your body's not losing weight. It just means that you are not showing up consistently enough to see the progress that you need to see. Okay. So those two things really, really important. Am I actually in a plateau? Has my weight not moved for 2 or 3 weeks? Am I being consistent? Am I showing up, hitting my calories, hitting my protein, hitting my workouts? If we haven't been doing those things, get those things in check first and then go back and assess the next 2 weeks. Am I losing weight or am I not losing weight? Then over your 2-week period where you're assessing if you're in a true plateau, if your weight has not moved, you need to ask yourself a couple of things. Have I been overly stressed? Have I been getting enough sleep? Have I been drinking my water? And have I been on my cycle dealing with anything hormonal? Okay. All of those can contribute to stalling out in your weight. And once you pass that season, once you are no longer in a period of stress, or once you start drinking water, or once you start getting enough sleep, or you get off your period, the weight loss will most likely start again. Okay. If you're not in a true plateau. If you are in a true plateau, all of those things are true. You're hitting all your calories, you're hitting all your protein, you're hitting all your workouts. The scale was moving consistently before and now it's stopped and it hasn't moved for at least 2 weeks. That's when I would say we're in a true weight loss plateau. And so here are the things that we'll focus on to move through that, weight loss plateau. There's a couple things, okay? And typically why we plateau is that our body has now adjusted to the rate of either calorie intake that we're consuming, the exercise that we're doing. Our body has now adjusted and kind of become in homeostasis. So if you guys ever took science class on like 8th grade, we talk about homeostasis, which essentially means like the set point of your body where everything is equal, everything is matching. And so when we are in a calorie deficit and we're losing weight, our body is not in homeostasis. We're eating less calories than our body is burning because of our body weight, because of how many calories we're burning in general. Okay. So, because we're not in homeostasis, that's what allows us to lose weight because we're eating less than our body is burning, or we're burning calories more than we're actually eating, right? Through our exercise. Now, when you hit a plateau, it means your body has reached homeostasis. So, the state of your body is now operating at the calorie intake that you're consuming. So, let's say you started with an initial calorie intake of 1800. As you lose weight, your metabolism is going to slow down a little bit. The larger you are, the more mass you have on your body, the more calories your body is going to burn. So it only makes sense that as you lose weight, as you get rid of mass on your body, you become a smaller person, your body has to burn less calories to keep you alive and to keep up with you. When that happens, we can match our calorie deficit. So if you started at, let's say, 200 pounds and your calorie deficit was 1800, that's a great calorie deficit for somebody who's 200 pounds. But now let's say you've lost 20 pounds and now you're 180 pounds. 1800 calories might not be a calorie deficit for a 180-pound person. You might have met that metabolic point. You might have met that point where now your body burns 1800 calories a day and you consume 1800 calories a day. So at that point, that's why we hit plateaus, right? Your body's metabolism adjusts as you go through the process, as you go through weight loss. So, how can we break through? Okay. The really easy, simple answer is to be in more of a calorie deficit, right? So that can happen either two ways. We can increase our activity or we can decrease calories. Either of those causes you to be in more of a calorie deficit. Now, this is not applicable yet if you are going through a reverse diet, Tracy, but this will happen later on down the line. Okay, so I see you. I see. We can decrease calories or we can increase the amount of exercise or workout that we're doing. Okay, what this will do is put your body more in a calorie deficit. So then your weight loss will start back up again. Okay, another thing you can do is just start pushing a little harder in your workouts. Sometimes we hit a plateau because we're just not training as hard as we were before. Maybe we're not lifting as heavy, or we're not pushing as close to failure, or we're not tracking our rest times and the intensity there. That can be a cause of a plateau as well, especially if we're focused on building muscle, recomping your body. We don't want to slow down that process. So if we kind of slack on our training, or we don't push as hard in our workouts or push as hard in our sets, that would be the next thing that I would change. I would definitely start utilizing that. I would start pushing hard in those workouts, really picking up heavier weights, trying to push PRs, break through those weight points so that you can start building more muscle. Because as we start to build more muscle, your metabolism is going to increase and you'll be burning more calories long term. Okay. So, yes, if you're in a true plateau, we'll either add more cardio, decrease your calories, and make sure that you're training hard in your strength training. Okay. We're not half assing stuff. We're really being intentional. We're pushing, we're timing our rests, we're getting the right amount of reps, all of that stuff. In addition to that, stuff that you want to focus on: sleep and water. Okay. If you're not getting enough sleep, your body is not going to function properly. If you're not drinking enough water, your body is not going to function properly. We need both of those things to ensure that you are optimally losing weight. Okay. So all of those things are important. And then finally, last resort, right? So let's say we've done all the things, we've decreased calories, we've added in cardio, you're training super hard, your sleep's on point, your water's on point, your protein's on point, you are perfect. And your body's just not doing it, right? It's like, yeah, no, I'm done. That's the point when we'd probably go through a reverse diet, which is something that I'll walk you through as my client, where we slowly increase your calories to bring them back down again. So like Tracy's doing right now, slowly increasing calories for me to bring them back down again. That is a strategy that we reserve for when we're in true plateaus and we don't really have much more room to go down in calories. Okay. So that is our little spiel. It was pretty quick teaching, but hopefully there was some information in there that you guys found valuable. And then if anybody has questions or wants some individual coaching, you guys can let me know. You can either type in the chat or